Hello everyone. Sad Pro found that after this video today on the 23rd, in the past 24 hours we've lost two incredible human beings. One that was remembered for being an incredible athlete, and another who was an incredible journalist. And just very devastating that in the past 24 hours, these are the first two notable deaths of 2021. So, on the left, that is legendary MLB Hall of Famer Hammer and Hank Aaron. And on the right, that is longtime CNN host Larry King. Both passed away due to complications of this awful pandemic. Or 400,000 Americans have lost their lives due to coronavirus. So, just awful what this pandemic has taken away from us, that we've lost two incredible people because of it. So, I will mention that I lost someone personally during this pandemic. I'll randomly bring that up. I lost somebody who I'd known for years at Long Island Jewish, and that was my the guy who I known for a lot of years at the front desk. So trust me, everybody who's anybody will tell you the tragic loss of COVID-19. So, we're going to get into a couple news articles. We're going to first get into the news about Hank Aaron. So, I'll just move this a little bit to the left. So, I'm reading it from the Atlanta Braves website, because that would be the most appropriate thing I could do for you all today. So, yesterday, sad news was came out from WSB Television in Atlanta, Georgia, that legendary Hall of Fame baseball player Hank Aaron passed away at the age of 86. As a sports fan, I am devastated by this awful news, because I actually got to see Hank Aaron's plaque along with his jersey at the Baseball Hall of Fame Museum in Cooperstown about 10 years ago. Back in 2012, I think it was. Yeah, almost 10 years ago. So I'm just devastated as it is that this news had to come out. Okay, so this was written by AtlantaBraves.com writer Richard Justice. So I'll try to zoom in if you're on a smartphone or a tablet. Let's see if it comes out. Move it a little bit to the right. Now you all can read it. There we go. Center it more and it will look a little bit better. Hank Aaron, a son of the Deep South who soared above its poverty and racism to become one of the most consequential figures in American history, passed away on Friday, January 22nd, 2021, at the age of 86. His death prompted an outgoing of tributes for those who had known him personally or simply been inspired by a remarkable life, lived with relentless dignity and grace in the face of a seemingly endless foundation of hate during his pursuit of a sacred baseball record, 714 home runs, held by the iconic Babe Ruth. Rob Manfred, in a statement, said, "Hank Aaron is near the top of everyone's list of all-time great players. His monumental achievements as a player were surpassed only by his dignity and integrity as a person. Hank symbolized the very best of our game, and all his around excellence provided Americans and fans across the world with an example to which to aspire. His career demonstrates that a person who goes to work in humility every day can hammer his way into history and find a way to shine like no other, Commissioner Rob Manfred said in a statement. The other part of the statement that Rob Manfred issued, Hank eagerly supported our efforts to celebrate the game's best and to find its next generation of stars, including through the Hank Aaron Award, which recognizes offensive excellence by major league players. There's a Hank Aaron Invitational, which provides exposures to elite young players. He became a close friend to me in recent years as a result of his annual visit to the World Series. That friendship is one of the great honors of my life. I am forever grateful for Hank's impact on our sport and the society it represents, and I will always occupy a special place in the history of our game. On behalf of Major League Baseball, I extend my deepest condolences to Hank's wife, Billy, their family, the fans of Atlanta and Milwaukee, and the millions of admirers earned by one of the pillars of the game. Now, the most iconic moment of Hank Aaron's career was almost 50 years ago, in 1974, on April 8th. At the age of 40, he passed he passed Babe Ruth all time on the home run list. Hank Aaron's career began in 1954, debuting as a 20-year-old for the Milwaukee Braves. Then he retired in 1976 as a 25-time All-Star. He was a most valuable player in 1957 and two-time batting champion. So this is interesting. It says here that the Milwaukee Braves won the World Series in 1957. So that's interesting. So Hank Aaron actually was a World Series champion, according to this article. Because I'm just double-checking Wikipedia very quickly. Yep, 1957. So it was a 7-game series. It's very interesting right there. So it says here he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1982 after being named on 97.8% of the ballot. At the time, only Ty Cobb, 98.2% in 1936, had received a higher percentage of votes than the baseball writers. And he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2002. And long after he played his final game, he remained an outspoken advocate of civil rights, telling his own story of equality in times bluntly. So it's amazing. To this day, he's still number one on the all-time runs batted in list. And he's second in home runs after Barry Bonds broke the record in 2007. Third in hits, 3,771, and fourth in runs. Overall for his career, his average was 305. The Hank Aaron Award has been given to the top hitter in each league, has voted on fans and the media since 1999. Yes, they have the Vin Scully tribute. So again, it's very devastating news, of course, to hear that Hank Aaron had passed away. And then lastly, we're going to get into the news that broke overnight. Legendary talk show host from CNN, Larry King, passed away overnight at the age of 87 due to complications of coronavirus. I will just mention as far as the news of Hank Aaron, Word got out that he had just received the COVID-19 vaccine. We don't know if it was from Pfizer or Moderna. So if they do an autopsy, they're probably going to have to figure if that was a cause of death, if he was maybe allergic to one of the ingredients inside the one of the two vaccines that he may have received. Alright, so we're now going to get into the news about Mr. Larry King. Okay, so let's zoom in if we can pull it up. Here we go. Larry King, the longtime CNN host who became an icon through his interviews with countless newsmakers and his sartorial sensibles, has passed away at the age of 87, excuse me. He had hosted Larry King Live on CNN for over 25 years, interviewing presidential candidates, celebrities, athletes, movie stars, and everyday people. He retired 10 years ago back in 2010 after taping more than 6,000 episodes of the show. A statement was posted on his verified Facebook account announcing that his passing. His son Chance confirmed King's death earlier this morning. With profound sadness, Aura Media announces the death of our co-founder, host, and friend Larry King, who passed away this morning at age 87 at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. For 63 years and across the platforms of radio, TV, and digital media, Larry's many thousands of interviews, awards, and global acclaim say it's a testament to his unique and lasting talent as a broadcaster. So, again, we knew that Larry King had been hospitalized with coronavirus back in late December. There have been other health problems that Larry King did suffer from. Several heart attacks. In 1987, he underwent quadruple bypass surgery, inspiring to establish the Larry King Cardiac Foundation to provide assistance to those without insurance. Most recently, King revealed in 2017 that he'd been diagnosed with lung cancer and successfully underwent surgery to treat it. He underwent a procedure in 2019 to address angina. King also suffered personal loss last year within two of his adult children, weeks of each other. Andy King, 65, suffered a heart attack, and daughter Shira King died after being diagnosed with lung cancer. So, Larry King survived by 3 sons. So, he has interviewed every president from Ford to Trump. So, this is technically wrong. He has interviewed Donald Trump numerous times before Donald Trump became a politician. So, CNN needs to fact check that, because that's technically not correct. And of course, look at this. Hank Aaron. How ironic they put that in there. And technically, this is also wrong. He's also interviewed Richard Nixon. So again, CNN has really got to get their facts straight. How many typos are they going to make? My goodness. So, Larry King was from Brooklyn. And the one thing that is interesting to point about Larry King, he used to be a regular customer at the Cat's Deli. And he was even featured in a documentary about it once, I think. But it is true. He was a regular at the Cat's Deli. So, Jeff Zucker did issue a statement. The scrappy young man from Brooklyn had a history-making career spanning radio and TV. His curiosity about the world propelled his award-winning career in broadcasting, but it was his generosity of spirit that drew the world to him. We are so proud of the 25 years he spent with CNN, where his newsmaker interviews truly put the network on the international stage. From our CNN family of Larrys, we send our thoughts and prayers and a promise to carry on his curiosity for the world in our work. So, that's just important to note. So here is his biography. He was born on November 19th, 1933 in Brooklyn, New York. So he was from Brooklyn. And he worked as a DJ, so that's interesting. Charlie Steiner, Dodger sportscaster, said he was a ferocious Dodger fan and he would fuss about what the Dodgers were doing. And here's something interesting. He began his career as a disc jockey at 1957 at WAHR Radio in Miami. Very interesting. Now, he began his show in 1985. So he used to work for the Miami Herald. Very interesting. Ah, so he used to be a radio show. So, very sad to hear the news that again we lost Hank Aaron and Larry King in a 24-hour period. So, Brandon SLP would like to give its condolences to both family and friends of Hank Aaron and Larry King. Brandon SLP would also like to extend its condolences to the Milwaukee Brewers, Atlanta Braves, and Major League Baseball, along with CNN. So, very awful that this has happened in a 24-hour period. So, with that being all said, we're going to wrap up this video. So thank you all very much for watching, and until the next one, please take care.